we mentioned it, the most fourth-lining fourth-liner to ever fourth-line award. I don't know where me and Dave picked up this saying. I honestly, we might have ripped it off from somewhere, but like I don't even know where. And I just know we started using it. I'm gonna give some history.
Give the context here. Give the context.
Let me give you the description. This is awarded to the player who most perfectly embodies the fourth line role. They are rarely scratched, never promoted to the third line, always dependable on the fourth line. They can't play anywhere else. It doesn't work. I wrongfully accused a Leaf of being deserving of this award, and I think this was this last year, Dave? I think it was 2 years ago.
No,
it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago.
When did he not?
I'm gonna look up now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up now. But we use this award. Like, I'll give you some names here, I'll give you some names so like you can familiarize yourself with like the type of award this goes to. Like maybe like a Dominic Moore was once upon a time like a most fourth-liner to ever fourth line. It was 2 years ago. So I accused Bobby McMahon of once upon a time being the most fourth-liner to ever fourth line. And boy, was I wrong. I think since that moment, we've continued, me and Dave, to use that term in conversation.
That's a funny one.
That's a bad take for me. Bad take. So let's figure out who actually is the most average fourth liner you can possibly think of, guys. Give it to me.
Okay. So my winner will be Stevie Lorentz, because man, oh man, him on the fourth line has been such a revelation. I'm pretty sure he scored the first goal of the season this year for the Toronto Maple Leafs, if I'm not mistaken. Multiple shorthanded goals, including one just recently where it bounced off of whatever referee it was. I think was it Kelly Sutherland?
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So bouncing off Kelly Sutherland's body right into his path. He's the most opportunistic player of all time. And every 15 games or so, the guy will just turn into Connor McDavid. I saw it live for myself. New Year's Eve against the Islanders. The guy, Ontario-born kid, grew up loving the Leafs. There's literally nothing more that you can just love about Stevie Lorentz. Everything about him, even his personality. He's just got a great personality. He's a big body. He's stapled at that fourth line and will never get scratched. He is the quintessential fourth liner if you were going to pick up fourth liners. But I also have another pick. My honorable mention is going to go to Jano Cop, as I call him, Mark Jankowski.
Okay, I was about to say, who the hell is Jano Cop?
The Jano Cop. The Jano Cop himself, Mark Jankowski, 6'4", 212. That's all you need to say. The guy's been electric since going to the Canes for a fifth rounder. 7 goals in 12 games is absolutely ridiculous for a fourth line player. So I'll give my credit to Mark Jankowski where credit is due. But Stevie Lorentz, for me, he takes the cake as the most fourth-liner to ever fourth line for this year.
Okay.
I love it.
I got 3 options here, boys. And one of them I'll just say off the top, personally should be one of the best fourth liners to ever fourth line of all time. Now, unfortunately, he's listed on Daily Faceoff on the third line, which is very surprising because he's ultimately been a fourth line player for the majority of his career. And that is Casey Cizikas of the New York Islanders. That team has to be on average 35 plus their entire average age. So I cannot believe that Cizikas somehow is snuck into the third line. But the fourth line center is Kyle McLean. Not Ron McLean, Kyle McLean, whoever that is. I know Kyle McLean, but I guess that is the most fourth liner on that team. Now, Matt Martin was a former member of that line alongside Cal Clutterbuck. He is another player, I believe, that signed a PTO this year, and he's still technically there, but he got some top line love, I think, when he was in Toronto, of all places. So I don't think it deserves Matt Martin this award. So technically, I'm taking Casey Cizikas out of the running just because he is in that spot. The 2 other options, but the one I think I want to go for the most is Keegan Colasar. Just kind of a random name that you wouldn't think of. But in the past 4 seasons, the minimum amount of games he's played is 74, so he's pretty reliable. He's a guy that kind of pops up every once in a while on Sportsnet Central or Sports Center because he's either scored a decent goal or he's thrown hands. hasn't gotten above 27 points in a season. That's his max this year. He scored 12 goals so far. And I think he's just a guy who's made of absolute metal. Whatever it is, he's 6'2", 216, not necessarily a huge guy for the fourth line, but I think he's very reliable. And in that you could probably move him up if you wanted to, but why not? He plays the role really well. And then just honorable mention here is Trevor Lewis. He's done it for over 1,000 games in LA. Has the most points he's had, I'm looking here, is 26 back in 2018. He's got 55 games played this year, 10 points. The past 3 seasons, he's played 80, 82, and 82 games. So, like, the reliability factor is there, that no healthy scratch aspect is there. I want to give Trevor Lewis his flowers because I don't think I'll ever say his name again, just in a general sense. Just a good, reliable guy. But Colasar is my pick for this year.
Those are great names.
Those are
great,
really good names.
Yeah.
I love how diverse the names are that we're throwing out here.
Yeah.
So we're just going all over the place. This is almost like, you know how people debate like the verbiage of like the Hart Trophy. Like, oh, is it most valuable to the league, to the team? How do you interpret it? Does it have to be on a playoff team, this or that, whatever? So I think you guys named a lot of guys who I'm like, I really want those guys on my fourth line. Where it's like, I think my interpretation is like, they just like, they can't play anywhere but the fourth line.
You don't want them anywhere else.
Not bad enough to scratch. Yeah, like they're just like, so I think Steven Lorenz, good fourth liner. Casey Zizekas, really good fourth liner. Keegan Colasar, really, really good fourth liner. I think Trevor Lewis is the name that came to mind for me, and it's more like a lifetime achievement award. This guy has been fourth line from almost start to finish. So he is the guy who I did consider. I think I am going to stake with him. I think I can give it to him. But some other names I considered: former fourth liner on the Leafs, Zach Aston Reese. His career high in points is 17. He had actually last year. Maybe this actually takes him out. I'm actually going to take him out because he played 3 games last year, and so he couldn't fourth line enough to. He wasn't the most fourth liner to fourth line. The other name, though, and I think this is one we got to talk it out. This guy really might be as fourth line as it gets. Luke Glendening.
Yeah.
Just the name, like you just say the name, and you're like, yeah, he plays on the fourth line. Right?
I thought he was a defenseman.
That's not a star. That's not.
There's an Adam Clendening.
Sure.
Former
Red
defenseman.
Wing.
Mando. Luke Glendening. See, and that's part of it too, because like he played for Jeff Blashill, and if I was doing like a most average coach to ever coach, like Jeff Blashill might be the name. So maybe the combination with Luke Glendening really gives me this idea for him. Career high in points is 23. 11 goals is the career high. He's just the guy where I could not imagine him anywhere other than the fourth line.
I do have a question.
70-plus games a year.
I have if you could give me 32 guesses on where that guy plays right now, I would not be able to tell you. I have no clue.
I think I could guess this. I think he's a Tampa Bay Lightning.
He is a Tampa Bay Lightning.
Wow, okay, that just
he's played for...
mood.
No, you know what? It's crazy because... so we're going to take it a little bit out of... Is Zemgus Girgensons also in Tampa?
He is on Tampa.
He is also in Tampa.
So
that's why I looked at him too, yeah.
Those are the 2 guys I'm like, I can't believe they're in Tampa. But sorry, go ahead. Yes. That's what came to mind.
You know what the thing with Zemgus Girgensons is like his brother was given an All-Star nomination one year. I can't...
I know. No, absolutely not.
And you know what's the thing at the time too is like he was like a decent player that year. I think he had like 35 points, which is like you're not a fourth liner anymore. You're not
third
there
liner
anymore. He's very much a fourth liner now. Like he's really cemented himself. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with Trevor Lewis if we're cool with giving it lifetime achievement kind of award to Trevor Lewis.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 games playing on the fourth line, like at all times too. Like that
that's the thing.
You know who's the third line version of Trevor Lewis? I don't have his stats here, but like Matt Cullen was that guy.
Okay.
I think Matt Cullen is the most third liner to ever.
He played
defensively responsible.
Didn't he play absolutely. Didn't he play like 1,500 games? He played like a ridiculous amount of
Penguins games, right?
Won a couple cups.
He's about as average, I think, as you could get as just an NHLer in all terms.
I do want to shout out 2 other quick names. I'm just going to put them out. We don't even have to go into detail, but shout out to Brett Howden, teammate of Keegan Colasar. And also, shout out to Nick Dowd. Might be
yes,
the
I
best.
saw.
Yeah.
Might be the best 4th-Liner, let's say. Like in terms of guys that you really want on your team, I think Nick Dowd it might be that guy. Shout out to the Caps for locking him up.
That's a good one.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Just
yes,
Matt
sir.
Cullen played 1,500 games, 15,
that's ridiculous.
16 as that third line guy. So that's impressive.
Right?